In the United States of America, 77 million Americans thought it would be a great idea to elect to president a convicted felon and give him just unlimited access to a smartphone. Let me show you how this plays out. Put up this clip of Fox News. Shocking discovery made near Swift's home. 10 minutes later, put up the tweet. At Real Donald Trump tweets, has anyone noticed that since I said, I hate Taylor Swift, she's no longer hot? Next Fox News story, Springsteen, Trump admin rolling back civil rights. 10 minutes later, he puts out this banger. At Real Donald Trump tweets, I see that highly overrated Bruce Springsteen goes to a foreign country to speak badly about the President of the United States. Never liked him, never liked his music or his radical left politics. And importantly, he's not a talented guy, just a pushy, obnoxious jerk who fervently supported crooked Joe Biden, a mentally incompetent fool, and our worst ever president who came close to destroying our country. If I wasn't elected, it would have been gone by now. Sleepy Joe didn't have a clue as to what he was doing, but Springsteen is, quote, dumb as a rock and couldn't see what was going on, or could he? Which is even worse. This dried out prune of a rocker, his skin is all atrophied, ought to keep his mouth shut until he gets back into the country. That's just standard fare. Then we'll see how it goes for him. So the situation here is you have a collision of a criminal that has mental decline. He's a malignant narcissist, has unmitigated access to social media accounts, watches TV on Air Force One when he should be solving many crises hitting the United States of America right now. He's freebasing Fox News, tweeting about two people who have made huge investments into the American economy, right. One Taylor Swift, the other Bruce Springsteen. And to say Bruce Springsteen doesn't have talent is laughable. He wrote a song, Born in the USA, which I would think MAGA would want to dry hump flags to with Trump. And I do think that maybe he's even attempted to play that before, and I'm sure Springsteen's camp shut it down. But international viewers, send rescue. I mean, this is what the President of the United States is doing on a Friday.
He is a juvenile titty baby. Here's the thing. He's mad at Bruce Springsteen because Bruce Springsteen made comments about how free speech is under attack in the United States. And then he goes on to threaten him in his Truth Social about what happens when he gets back. And he has some nerve. He's calling Elon Musk fat. He's saying that Bruce Springsteen is a prune. I mean, he has some fucking nerve or magic mirror at his house. The lack of self-awareness. You know, I used to be offended that he tweeted U.S. policy on social media. Now I've come to expect it. He is the grossest of the gross. This is an embarrassment to humanity at large.
I still, like, I get a crazy person by himself or herself. The millions of Americans that still support him or see that he tweets something like that, something so petty about Bruce Springsteen, who is well within his constitutional right to say, I don't like the president. And that's what's different about America. You get to say, I don't like America. I don't like the president of the United States. I don't like this. I don't like that. And the other side can say, you're not a patriot. And they get to say that too. Right. But let's remember, this is on the foothills of his, I want to be an ally to Al-Qaeda circle jerk tour. Right. Sharia law actually works better for me than the Constitution. He's been over there parading around with a bunch of funders of terrorism, which normally Republicans would lose their mind about, and they're all chips in on it because you know what? He's growing the groups of people that are now corrupt and enriching themselves, and they're going to continue to enrich themselves so much that it's going to be even more difficult to take them down. And I want to ask every MAGA triple Trumper, is this what you want? Sharia law? Mm-hmm. Is this what you want? You want to be allies with people who fund Hamas? You want to be allies with a guy that dismembered a journalist alive? and then turned him into acid and poured him down the drain because he wrote an article critiquing your government? That's who Trump's best friends with, and he's going to make sure American taxpayers protect them. It's just abhorrent. But moving along, speaking of failures, abject failures of that, one of my favorite people to browbeat is Moses Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, and he is completely face-planted. Midas Touch is reporting the following. Big, beautiful bust. Chaos for Trump and the GOP. The House Budget Committee blocks the GOP tax and spending bill from advancing in a 16-21 vote. Republicans Clyde, Roy, Brecken, Norman, and Smucker voted no. An embarrassing setback for Johnson and Trump from their own party. Number one, my takeaway from this is MAGA can't govern. They don't know how to govern. That's why you see so many executive orders, because he will not take it through Congress. Then when he tries to take this shit through Congress, they can't get it passed. And just a personal grievance of mine. Moses Mike Johnson, big Jesus guy, big pro-life guy, in the bill that he tried to pass, a big fiscal conservative guy, would increase the budget to $5 trillion. So obviously not fiscal Republicans at all. Mind you, I would think that that would have decreased, because if we follow their logic, Musk went and cut all of this extraneous spending in the budget. No, we need to spend more. We need to increase the debt ceiling. Furthermore, this big Christian, Moses Mike Johnson, wants to take away health care from poor Americans. It is hard enough when you have good insurance to be able to get all of the care you need, but not for him. The cruelty is the point, and they want to go further. They want to make sure that it's very, very, very difficult to be sick and poor in the United States, and that your only destiny from the pro-life MAGA charlatan Christians like Moses Mike is death.
Absolutely. And he is a man that stands up and lies on a regular basis. Oh, we're not going to cut Medicaid. Oh, we're not going to do this. He does it every time. He is a liar. And then he stands up with his Bible and says, well, you know, Jesus told me I was Moses. I'm so great. You're a fucking liar is what you are. You are a kiss ass for nothing but your own good. And here's the thing. The comment that you started with resonates with me so much. The Republicans and MAGA are better being victims. They're better at not being in power because they are so corrupt and they are so evil and have so little plan outside of being a victim. They can't get shit done.
No, they cannot govern. All right. Speaking of victims, you teed that up perfectly, Pumps. Put this up. So Gorklon Rust, also known as Elon Musk, tweeted the following. South Africa has now passed 142 laws forcing discrimination against anyone who is not Black. Even though I was born in South Africa, the government will not grant Starlink a license to operate simply because I am not Black. This is a shameful disgrace to the legacy of the great Nelson Mandela, who sought to have all races treated equally in South Africa. Evan Loves War responded to this tweet and said, Elon saying Nelson Mandela would have wanted Elon to be even richer and would be against the laws that Mandela personally helped create is a weird combination of racism and narcissism that may be the first thing Elon actually invented, a combination of racism and narcissism. So a few things here. Number one, people don't want Starlink or Teslas because you're a toxic Nazi.
Right.
I don't know how he can't get that through his head. The thing with Musk and Trump is they're so empty that everybody could have Starlink. Everybody could love Trump. Everybody could wear Make America Great Again hats. Everybody could drive Teslas, and they would just invent something new to try to fill up the void inside them. These are incredibly broken, not the biggest thinkers of people. All they think about are themselves. And the one thing Elon Musk said in here that I wish Democrats would use to attack him more is, even though I was born in South Africa.
Right.
Because per the MAGA rules, or, you know, their belief system, they're now going after birthright citizenship, which would basically deport Marco Rubio, which I'm for birthright citizenship, obviously. But it's all of this short-sighted policy. And Elon Musk wanting everybody to have Starlink is why he paid the $290 million to go in to the United States government, dismantle it, stop investigations, and then enrich himself. It's the reason that he is having Trump be so heavy-handed on South African refugees. And again, Trump started all of this with an isolationist policy. That's what he really ran on Trump 2.0 in this last cycle. Since he's come into office, it really hasn't been that. He wants to isolate us from our allies that are our partners in democracy and world order, and he wants to collude with dictators and supporters and funders of terrorism and countries that have Sharia law built into their government.
I think he is jealous and he admires and he wants the hold that MBS has over Saudi Arabia, the hold that the president of Syria has over Syrians, Russia, Kim Jong-un. He wants that, and he doesn't have that right now, and that's why he is doing this. He fancies himself a dictator. It's fascism 101. And Elon Musk, you are the absolute perfect version of the reason that nobody likes you and nobody wants to use your product is because you are an inferior human with an inferior product who is a fucking Nazi.
It completely is. Have you seen this where Trump is now putting up banners on government buildings with his mugshot portrait? And, this is just, it's totally insane. No president has ever done that kind of thing. Usually this happens after you die, that then maybe a monument or something goes up. I promise you, bookmark this right here, right now. He'll be on a $1 bill, a $5 bill, a $100 bill. That's coming. Okay. And lastly, while Trump is, taking hits off of Fox News and then coming up with these, tweets where he's fighting with American musicians, which is sophomoric and ridiculous. Real problems are unfolding. So at the Newark airport, everybody has probably read that they have no air traffic controllers there, and many planes have been grounded. It's been an absolute shit show. The air traffic controllers that remain, God love them, are like, don't fly into Newark. We're supposed to have 20 on staff, and we have 3. All of this is because of Elon Musk. Right. All of this is his personal vendetta against the FAA because he wants to blast his rockets whenever, however, and if it hits a commercial jet plane, they don't give a shit about that. So now Newark is getting hit with something new, and this involves dipshit RFK Jr. Put up this headline. New Jersey health officials are warning passengers who traveled through Newark Airport on Monday about a possible measles exposure. So in between your way to Newark, and you're thinking, God, I hope that we have air traffic controllers so that I can, land, or my loved one can land and I can take off. You've also got people with measles running around because these triple Trumpers hate science. They don't like air safety. They don't like freedom. They don't like free speech. They very much value corruption, as evidenced by their triple Trump vote and then what he has done since then. And here's what I have to say, and here's what I call on right here, right now. American Airlines, Delta Airlines, United Airlines, and Southwest Airlines CEOs. You are traded on the New York Stock Exchange. You're public companies. When you fail, the government has bailed you out. United States taxpayers have bailed you out. The Trump administration is actively dicking you over. Ticket sales, travel is on the decline. International travel to the United States is all but in a free fall. And now we got measles running out in the airports. Maybe grow a spine like the CEO of Ben & Jerry's did. Mm-hmm. Maybe grow a spine, and the 5 of you, or however many American-owned airlines are, maybe the 5 of you demand to go sit in Congress and get every cowardice Republican congressman, congresswoman, and senator in there and read them for filth. Read them. This is unacceptable. We are the United States of America bending the knee to a fucking moron and his idiotic South African best friend. It's stupid. It's dangerous. And I've had it. The end. All right. Pumps is giggling too hard to close us out. So subscribe to our channel and we'll see you later.